Ladies and gentlemen, over the weekend, Linda Mwananchi suffered in the hands of the government. Violence met them in Kisumu and in Nyahururu.
Mkutano wao ulikuwa unaendelea kwa amani na ghafla.
Nataka nione wanaume hapa. Kama wewe ni mwanaume, kujeni hapa, kuja hapa. Watatuua hapa Nyahururu. Vijana mukuje. Kama noma.
And personally, I thought they were going to suspend their political activities. But it seems Linda Mwananchi are defiant. And they've now organized another major political event in Taita County. In this video, I want to reveal to you guys why that event in Taita County is significant, politically speaking. Because personally, I thought the intention of the violence over the weekend were to achieve some of the following objectives. Number one, it was meant to scare their supporters so that they'll stay away from Linda Mwananchi political activities. Number two, I also believed that the intention was to slow down Linda Mwananchi. After the violence, they were going now to stay away or go back to the drawing board to figure out how next to move. But we are seeing them moving forward. And importantly, the act of violence was also meant to advance a narrative that wherever Linda Mwananchi goes, violence follows them. And that's what was going to have a huge political impact on them. But what have they done? They have announced a major political activity in Taita Taveta. Why do you think they've done that? Before we get into all those, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, the main reasons why they've done that is number one, emotional appeal. You see, Kenyan politics is all about emotions. If you can invoke emotions and win sympathy and appear weak but strong, there's a way Kenyans will always tend to love you. The reason why Edwin Sifuna is today Edwin Sifuna is simple. He projected himself as a victim of ODM dictatorship. When Raila Odinga passed on, Oburu Odinga took over, and the wing of Oburu Odinga tried to remove him. And through that, he was able to turn it around. I'm seeing them doing the same following the violence. The violence was so bad over the weekend to an extent that lives were actually lost. And it happened in a church. The fact that this violence took place in church, I can assure you, there are many people who are really mad. And now they're sympathetic to these guys. Which means if they were to stay away from politics for a long time again, let's say 2 or 3 weeks, they were going to lose that emotional appeal and sympathy. That is the main reason why they've picked Taita Taveta. Taita Taveta is in coastal region, one of Raila Odinga's strongholds. So they want to go and emotionally appeal to Raila Odinga core support base. That's number one. Number two, I think the intention, just like I was trying to explain, for that violence was to slow down their momentum. Because remember, Linda Mwananchi has continued to gain momentum. Then something happened to them in Kisumu. They were attacked by goons. They had a successful rally, then they were attacked by goons. The story then was they were slowed down. Then they decided, okay, let us try this. Let us go to Nyanza and let us also go to Kisumu and also let us go to Nyahururu. What followed? Again, they were attacked, which slowed down their momentum. So it means if they were to pull out of activities, then that momentum was going to dip. But after that violence, they've studied And they've realized that Kenyans are sympathetic to them. Kenyans want to revenge against those attacks. So what have they done? They've organized this event to regain the momentum which they've actually lost in the last two political activities. That is how these guys are going to recreate that momentum. Because if they were to lose the momentum, Linda Mwananchi, because if they were to lose the momentum, I can assure you, Linda Mwananchi is going to have serious political problem. So they are avoiding that. And importantly, they want to try and consolidate the ODM strongholds. I think they've realized that Mount Kenya is really not their stronghold. That is Rigathi Gachagwa's stronghold. They were in Kisii, another ODM stronghold. But in the coastal region, they were in Mombasa, where they held successful political activities. The choice of Taita Taveta is purely to target ODM stronghold. Why are they doing this? They're doing this because Oburu Odinga has already announced that for them, they're going to support William Ruto to term, and they're not going to produce a presidential candidate. Before Raila Odinga passed on, he made it very clear that ODM was going to be in broad-based until 2027. But he really advised the supporters and the leaders not to talk about 2027 because Raila kind of really wanted to run again, or maybe to produce a presidential candidate. So these guys are going to invoke that memory of Raila by trying to consolidate their strongholds. And importantly, I'm 100% sure that during this tour, because it has been the trend of late, they are going to receive key political figures from ODM to their camp. In Kisii, they were supposed to do that, but chaos erupted. They did that in Thika. They did that when they also received Faith Odhiambo and also Irungu Kangata. So in the coastal region, if you've been studying Linda Mwananchi, the Linda ground of Oburu has a bit of advantage over them. They don't have serious political leaders behind them. I tend to think that's going to change in Taita Taveta. And importantly, politics is a perceptual game. And the perception they're trying to create is that for them, they're pushing forward. And this is important because it helps them to sustain the anti-William Ruto's narrative, which is the one-term movement. So if you were to ask me, those are some of the reasons. In fact, during the Taita Taveta rally, I expect them to really push back very hard on William Ruto's government. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.